Well, hello, welcome. Whether you are watching this replay live or watching this live with me right now, or replay, the United States, another country, would love, love, love for you to comment, say hello, replay, and all that good stuff. But I am on day 23 of our transformational journey of um, we've looked at so many energetic topics over these past 23 days, and we're going for 30 with the topic around energetics, mastering your energy, energetic mastery. And what is that? Where are you good at that? Where are you not even knowing what I'm talking about? But that's the missing link to get you to where that next place is, and all that good stuff. So we've had some fun titles. But today I wanted to talk about control. And I do know that it's Christmas Eve. So, which sounds so weird, but Christmas Eve. Let me tag everybody just in case. So for those of you who are, you know, in the hustle and bustle and all of that, how much control is going, that's a great, how much control is going on in your life right now. But where I want to speak to control from the energetics of it, from the awareness of it, from the automatic pilot of it. And again, everything I bring to my calls is all from my personal experience, how I've learned to work through it. Geez, for me, and then how obviously it ripples effects into the clients, because what I've worked on allows them to come into my world because I've worked on it. So energetically, they're like, oh, that I want more of that. That's kind of how pulling people into your world or whatever your business is. That's kind of how that works. So I had a client yesterday and today, even on a Saturday and Sunday. And the reason is if you don't know me, I am a body worker. I do energetic healing work. And yeah, I could tell you stories about how body work started for me, but I'm not going to do that. But I brought it back into my life 4 years ago, and it is part of Growth Junkie coaching. And my hands-on energy work is phenomenal. I love working with the energy of people when they actually bring their bodies directly to me. So with that, what I wanted to talk about is, because of course I'm clearing layers of control. Okay, so you all know, or you don't know, that I've been on my own personal transformational path, growth, awareness, seeking in my recovery for 32 years. Sorry, that was disruptive. That's my husband's phone. He's probably looking for it because he's at the gym. But anyway, so I've looked at control so many places. I've let go of control in my life in so many places. But when it comes to, if you are a seeker and you're just like, next, please, what can I do or be next so that I can have, create, manifest more? And that's just continues doing the personal work. I will say this, my work is not for everybody. My work that I do with clients, it takes being courageous. It really does, for all of us, all of you who show up for your own personal growth work. It takes being courageous. It really does, to be able to look at what is, or what is, what needs to be done to eliminate that, and then what's next to outcreate that and have something different. And for a lot of people, totally understand, it's easier to stay in the problem and then just keep pushing everything underneath the rug, the magic rug, right? Just pushing all that energy right under there until all of a sudden it just goes poof, and then it's out of control. So let me bring this back to the conversation I had with a client today. Yes, on a Sunday morning, but she needed her energy run and cleared for the holidays. And she came to me, and I always ask if there was one thing you could get from the session today, what would that be? And she was like, less control in my life, less control in my business. I've actually had the opportunity to help her create a successful business, like super successful. And now she's adding another piece, an element to her business. And I'm honored every week that I get to work with her for the last couple of years. And but she's seeing where she's controlling. Okay, again, in these very short conversations I have, they're meant to kind of light things up for you to go, oh yeah, that. Um, but there's so much more exploration to be done in all of these areas. But in that hour and a half that we had on the table and so forth, was how control gets set into our worlds, into our lives, when we're very, very, very little. I mean, almost everything that we're out creating and overcoming was stuff that was set up in our lives when we were little. And I'm not going to look at anything from like, was it right or wrong, who, what, when, all of that. It's from the space of like, okay, that energy that we looked at with her, we just pulled it. I know it's weird when I describe it, but I see it. We pulled it up and we're like, wow, this was connected to that. Then she had some thoughts and some feelings and emotions, some energy that came up around it. And we were able to literally bring that up and eliminate it and create a new space, a new future version of where and how she can create without this energy of control. Now, there's no way. Let me say that. There's always a way. But there's energy work allows me with my client, or with me, with my own facilitation for myself, to actually just have a moment to go, that. And then to eliminate it, clear it, to then create. But there's no having to go into all the heaviness of it. So control, it's an interesting energy. And I'm just consciously aware that right when I think I've let go, cleared, outgrown control, there's like another little layer in there, because it's layered. So I wonder what is possible for you in your next. I invite you into Master Your Own Energy, my next 6-week container course with me, with group coaching, with private coaching, and that part of the Phenomenal Woman community. I wonder what's available in the awareness of like, where are you controlling? Number one, where are you controlling that you know that you're controlling? And what if controlling isn't wrong or right? It's just an energy that you're being, and maybe being it from an old place so that you were safe and protected. And, growing up for her particular, in an alcoholic addictive family, as a little person, you got to figure out how to function and all that. So, but that energy of control to function in that as an adult woman, it was still running. It was running in there. So she doesn't have that anymore. We moved it. It's gone. Then we create this new space of what is this new business that she's creating? How much more space and freedom and ease. I mean, you'll always hear me say a lot of the same words, but they work. The words work. It's like, so her business is popped open when we took out that, and we opened up this, and it was like, oh my gosh, this is all now possible because I don't have to be that energy that I was being, her, which I can relate to. She doesn't have to be that energy unconsciously on autopilot. Now she's conscious. So her thoughts about her business are her present, current, future, her version, her future possibilities. I couldn't even spit that out because it's like, oh my gosh, most of us, are dragging everything with us and trying to figure out how to make something happen. So for control is an interesting energy. Where is it in your life? What would it be like to have less of it? And there's a difference between being control for you and yourself and your knowing and awareness. That's a different kind of control. That's just knowing what you're choosing. And that's like when people look for clarity and things, it's like being a different energy of control versus controlling to protect, controlling to push away. This really shows, it's showing up so big in my business again right now. When you're self-employed, entrepreneur, anything, but especially in a business, you keep, I keep evolving. Because you do, you just keep changing every day. And right now things are morphing. Growth Junkie Coaching is morphing into obviously bigger, expansive. But it required me to really clear some quiet control that I was doing so that I was still protecting, so that I didn't have to explain and justify who I am. So now let me tell you, I've worked on that for a long, I mean, clear. But another little thing came up and it's like, wow, can people eat? Can I allow everything into my world with ease? And then, and just be that and not have to control it, defend it, fight it, resist it. There we go. And if you're an energetic person, empathic, which is, if you are, you're following me, if you're a highly sensitive person, that wall, that quiet, unconscious wall takes a lot of energy to hold it up. So what if that energy wall, consciousness, that awareness, that energy was no longer there? What else is possible? How much more is available that you haven't considered? And for me, it's like, oh yeah, it just blew up a whole new, like, oh my gosh, another layer that invites people into my world because I'm not trying to control who gets what, when, how, and all of that. So, all righty, that was a long call today, but control is, there's a lot of layers to it. And so would you like less control in your life? Would you like to be doing less control and be more control? And I'll explain more of that as we go along in the class and everything. All righty. Happy Christmas Eve. And I'll be here tomorrow. All righty. Bye.